Good morning, this is Burnrate and welcome to Democracy 3. I have actually never played any of the games in the Democracy series before, and I saw this on Negative Roots channel, and I thought, that looks pretty cool, and I'd like to play it, so I got it, and I was playing it a little bit, and I thought since I'm playing it, I might as well record it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Canada, because well, I want to. I'm from the US, but sometimes, you know, when you're abroad in some places, you tell people you're from Canada, because it makes things work out better. So we'll just go through here. You could read through this if you want to pause it and see the background. I'm not going to be able to comment too well on the economy is one of the largest in the world, relying primarily on its rich natural resources such as maple syrup. But I'm not going to be able to comment too well on any of the specific political, I don't know, aspects of I guess what's going on in Canada and things like that this game might bring up. You know, it's more to just play the game. I'm not from there, so I don't know. But I may have some opinions on, I don't know, political things in general. So let's play. Here we go. Click to return to government. We have a low GDP, pretty bad unemployment, very bad crime, some poverty, health issues, good education, which is going on. So let's go take care of our 33 million citizens. Begin term of office. Alright, so here we are, and we have all sorts of problems. We have problems with homelessness, with an uncompetitive economy, pollution, and if you hover over them you can see all the cool little connections and stuff and how things interact with each other. Alcoholism causes crime and bad health, which the bad health affects the productivity, which has a negative effect on causes uncompetitive economy, or actually no, what is it causing? It's actually fighting the uncompetitive economy. So that's one of the best things we want, is productivity. That's one of the things we're looking for. Asthma also affects our productivity. And the crime that is boosted by the alcoholism is lowering tourism and our GDP, and also causing vigilante mobs, which we have, which is pretty serious. So let's go and see what we can do. We're going to look at our budget first. We have the charts here. Our own budget is somewhat dependent on the global budget. But one of the first things I want to do is cut some spending. We have a small surplus of 2 billion, 1.5 billion here. A pretty big debt. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut state pensions. And one thing, I don't think this is, I think as long as the government doesn't steal the money and fulfills its contracts, I think it's fine if they remove state pensions, but I think, you know, the problem is, like, you know, the government just stealing the money. But I think people having their own, you know, 401ks and retirement plans are actually better for them because, you know, you put your retirement in a company or a government, and what does end up happening is, you know, people will steal the money. Of course, some people aren't very good at, what's it called, managing it themselves, so we will have some effects on poverty. Let's see here, we'll go down retired income. The poor will like us less, the retired will like us less, capitalists will like us more, we'll have more property, and private pensions will go down. So I don't know what other kind of consequences this might have. So I'm just going to lower it. See here, we're spending about 11 billion. Put it down and give us about 6 billion. So that'll be 5 billion surplus. And that is going to take all of the political capital we have for our first turn. But that will give us a nice boost in surplus in our economy. So since we have no political capital, we're just going to continue on to the next turn. And you can see here, oh, there's a question, debt protection law. So, debt collectors have been getting out of control, and we can limit the agency activity, and I totally agree with that. So, we will select this. Capitalism only works with controls from the government, otherwise everything just becomes absolutely horrible. The poverty is going up, everything else held stable, the global economy is doing good. So we're just going to look here. The majority of our population is socialist. We have some capitalist, small amount of retired, a lot of motorists, many conservatives. Of course, everyone's everyone. No one likes to tack up tobacco tax, gosh. We have middle income environmentalist, religious, some patriot. Not a whole lot. So now we have 27 political capital, and we need to start working on one of these things. And what we can do is there's a lot of these acts already. This will actually lower racial tension, make conservatives like us less, but there's not that many conservatives. So let's apply that, and that's pretty cheap also. We're gonna raise that for one political capital. You can adjust all of these white ones. These are just, you know, status. The blue is status, red is bad things that are going on, and red and the white ones are policies that you can change and fix and all those kinds of things. So we have gambling here, and liberal, religious, GDP. So we have no stakes limit, and that is actually boosting organized crime a lot. So we're going to drop this down to limited stakes. That doesn't really have much of an effect on the positive things. Pretty big jump in the religious sector's approval of me, but also a huge step down in organized crime. That's going to take 14 political capital to lower, so I'll have 12 left. You can see here the religious groups do not like me. And the problem is if you have too much unhappiness in any one group, even if it's a smaller group, they will try to assassinate you, which is no fun. So, let's see here. In alcoholism, let's see if we can enact any new policies for this. We have abortion law. So it's on demand, kind of. That makes the religious groups hate us. We're going to lower this down to, let's say, limited circumstances. I don't want to change anything too much because you're not certain of all the consequences. There's lots of events I haven't seen in this game, but basically this is going to have no effect on conservatives and liberals. Well, I mean, it's going to remove all the negative. Actually, it'll bring positive for religious, which is good because they hate us right now, and we'll slightly lower the liberal opinion of us. We're going to apply those. Oh, we do not have political capital for this. Oh wow. So this is quite expensive. We only have 12. Maybe next turn. But yeah, we need to rework on the religious groups and conservatives. So I think that'll be a good change. But let's go up here, and in law and order, we're going to do community policing. This is about $1 billion at the max, and what this is going to help us do is a lot with alcohol abuse and antisocial behavior. Also, racial tension, violent crime, and crime. This is just all positive all around. So we're gonna get that one. Still have quite a surplus, and tourism is good for money. Not too cheap. What I want is to improve the economy. And a lot of these things, they have you can see there's like an implementation delay. You know, 2 quarters. Some things can be like 16 quarters, or you see that one's 8 quarters. So the effects don't happen right away, and of course the effects trickle into other areas and things and changes, so you know, maybe years in the game before the impacts of all of these occur. But what I want to do is get several economy boosting policies going on to help boost business and trade and stuff. And we're just going to max these all out as new policies, so we're not too worried about changing them too much. So we'll do that one. Let's see what else we got. We'll do a National Business Council. You can see here it gives a strong voice to business interests and ensures the needs of businesses, both big and small, are taken into account. Promotes capitalism and enterprise and gets across the message that the corporate world has much to offer and creates employment and prosperity. So that should also help with the unemployment. But at the same time, we got to make sure the business capitalist control does not get out of control in the country, because then you have people being overworked and then their health goes down and the GDP suffers, all sorts of things. So that's 205 million a quarter. We'll apply that change. We have 3 political capital left, And we'll go for business startup campaign. Max that out again. More people in the self-employed group. The membership we can see increases. Self-employed approval of us increases. Socialism goes down and capitalism goes up. And so socialists, they're going to go down. That's a huge group, but we'll see exactly how this affects our polls, you know. Because when the country starts doing better in general, everyone will like you a little more. This is only my second term, or second quarter of my term. That's all the political capital we have for now. So we're going to move on and see what happens. Armed religious communities. Uh-oh. So that's a new bad situation. Which causes by crime, handgun laws, and the religious hating us. So we can reduce crime and make a religious approval raise. I think those will both be good things. So climate change protocol. So we can ratify the protocol. This might have a negative effect on our GDP, you can see here, but it also have a positive effect on the future. You know, in the future, floods and all sorts of food shortages and horrible things occur due to climate change. So I think I'll definitely support a climate change protocol. And we need more of that. We need more action. People have been talking for so long because all the governments are just controlled by oil companies. Like Exxon just basically runs the United States. It's horrifying. So we can lower this. I wanted to do this last time. It's going to cost 19 political capital. I think that's the best spot. So that might help with the armed religious groups also. This has a delay implementation of 1, so we'll apply that. 7 political capital left. How is our alcoholism doing? It's starting to come down. You can see with the help of the community policing, it's only a small impact so far. It's going to go up to 30% there, the negative thing. So there's a lot of stuff we can do. We can raise alcohol tax and things, but I want to focus initially on longer term country improvements type stuff. I don't think I want to tax anything right now. Income for these wouldn't be so great. A plastic bag tax would actually be nice because plastic bags are horrible pollution. We don't have too many health problems. So we're going to not do those right now. This would help with organized crime, witness protection. But I think we're going to still go to support. Oh, this would be good. I'm going to do this one. You can definitely afford it, and we'll lower alcohol consumption, which will help with that. Alcoholism is a big problem. So let's look at our expenditures here. We can look at our alcohol abuse, 2.5 billion per quarter. That's terrible. We have a 97% efficiency. If we can get rid of that, that's a huge boost to the economy as well. Income we can do other stuff with. I want a tourism ad campaign as well, so that's good for tourism, foreign relations, and I think there's something in the economy, trade council, that's good with international relations, so we'll do that, both positive. And we can look at our expenditure here. So we lowered pensions quite a bit, and the 2 biggest expenditures are health services, and I don't want to lower that. I think government healthcare is a good thing, if done right. I mean, there's all sorts of issues, especially in the US with that. They have better controls now, like citizens won't go completely bankrupt or just get kicked out of their insurance if they have an expensive claim. Like, they used to do that, insurance companies, like someone would get leukemia and their insurance company would just say, oh, we're terminating your policy, and then what can they do? They have no money. They're just screwed. They're gonna die because the insurance company just felt like maximizing their profits. So, but anyway, let's go to the next quarter. We're doing pretty good here. Crime is down. That's good because we had a superhero. Crime and violent crime. Very nice. GDP is about the same. Health is about the same. Poverty took a little step up, especially when I lowered the state pensions. So there's no really any big changes yet. I don't want to make big moves right at the outset that could upset or disturb the equilibrium we have going on. This is going down quite a bit. And I believe that's from the religious group made a huge boost in how much they like us. These guys like us less. No one's trying to kill me yet, which is nice. Conservatives would like us a little bit more also. We have a surplus of about 7 billion here. We're gonna look and see what we got. Health service. I think I want to look at new. Could raise alcohol tax. That would help with alcoholism. Of course, that would increase poverty, make the poor like us less, lower equality. So let's see kind of. I feel like the negative effects of all of these are greater than the positive effects of this. So we're going to leave that alone right now. And we might be able to reduce alcoholism with some of these effects and reducing poverty and thing without having to raise the tax. So I want to continue on with my initial tack here of trying to improve the economy as much as possible right off the bat. We could do consumer rights, which is good. Good for consumers. Not sure. Recycling would be good for the environment. That might help with the asthma problem too. I'm not sure how much though. 500 million. That's not bad. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's go to foreign policy. Let's do a diplomatic service. This is a good long-term thing. This will help with international relations. 213 million, not too bad. So, foreign relations, boost. We'll have 16 political capital left. We'll look at... witness protection program would be good. There's a lot of good policies in here. But I think we need to focus on making sure the economy is robust, and then we can spend more on those policies. So we're gonna start with, oh, that's expensive. Let's see what else we can do. We'll do things for capitalists like us left, better environment, lower CO2 emissions, and this helps with long-term health and stuff like that. So, pollution controls. I do want this, but I'm not sure yet. See here. Don't know if we want to take any kind of hits to our GDP just yet. Let's pollution controls. Let's see. I think we're going to go with this. This isn't too expensive. We'll max this out. This will help with violent and organized crime, which is really good. It'll help with these bad events as well. We have 2 political capital left, and this carries over. We have a max of 46 we can hold now. This is my cabinet. This is how much political capital they each give me, and they're working out pretty well right now. We'll look into our military spending. This is something else we could lower. It's actually going to lower the membership quite a bit of state employees and their income. Have a huge negative impact on unemployment. That'd be bad. They're saying it's going down. Oh yeah, lowers unemployment the higher, so it's going to actually do less lowering of unemployment. Make patriots dislike me some. So we can go down. Let's see how much we could save with this. Go to reservists. About 5 billion. We need 19 political capital to do that, so we're just going to let this slide right now, and we'll go to the next turn. Our approval rating is going up drastically, so let's go to our next. Click to return to government. Religious symbols in schools. There is pressure for us to introduce a law to ban the wearing of religious symbols in state schools by students. This would include wearing a hijab by female Muslim students and the wearing a cross by Christian students. We can ban these or not. So we're saying we're introducing the ban because we do not want religious allegiance to become a big thing in schools. So if we have school uniforms or something like that. See, I'm not against school uniforms, but if you don't have uniforms, I think banning specific things is just, it's a bit excessive. And you can see the rejection here. It says it's just discrimination against Muslims, and it's not going to be used to prevent wearing of Christian crosses. So this is probably true in the first rule. It exists purely as an excuse to ban Muslim students from dressing as they wish. It will cause division and segregation. So that's true. This will cause more religious tension, more problems in the schools, which is something we don't want. So I am going to reject ban, because I don't think school uniforms are bad, but doing something racist is bad. So everything's still hovering the same. We haven't made any really drastic... Ooh, look at crime. That went down a lot. We haven't made any really drastic changes. I mean, we've been a bit here and a bit there, and we're making money and lowering our deficit, but that is actually a nice drop in crime. Education is going up too, which is good. So we have our surplus. Our debt is still quite up there, but it's coming down. And I want to look at our expenditure and lower military spending quite a bit. We're going to keep it in the reservists, and hopefully that big step up in unemployment can be combated by other policies we enact. So let's apply these changes. And we're going to go out here and look at a policy. Work safety law. Let's see. Oh, rent controls is not expensive. That'll help with homelessness. Capitalists will hate it. Poverty goes down, socialists like this more, and the poor earnings go up and capitalist income. Well, we have a very small amount of capitalists in this country also anyway. And for this cost, I think this is good to help reducing poverty. So I hope that change in the military spending isn't going to make employment get out of control. That was a pretty big change. But oh look, alcohol is going down quite a bit. That has quite a ways to go. That's nice. If we can reduce poverty, we'll probably be able to get below this trigger line. Well, this was a nice first episode. We're taking it slow, taking it easy. We don't want to do anything too crazy off the bat and upset the economic balance we have going on. We've been implementing some good... Oh, I can raise this. This is nice. Makes capitalists like us less. Energy efficiency. See how much that'll cost. An extra 500 million about. I think I'm going to go with that and use my last one political capital to improve clean energy subsidies. That's going to improve the environment, which is going to help with the asthma epidemic as well. So we're going to need to attack this from a lot of fronts. Reduce car usage. So that's our political capital. This is a good start. What are we in? 4 turns in, our first year, doing well, attacking some of our problems, not upsetting anything too bad. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to come back in the next episode and see what we can do with our surplus and try and get rid of some of these red circles. Oh, this one is going to be gone next turn. Very nice. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, let me know what you think of this video, this series, and have a great day. I'll see you next time.